Hey guys, I'm Christopher and here's my story. So my first really success story with music was probably back in my high school. We're in 2004 probably. I'm 12 years old and I'm entering this singing competition and I win this. It's the first time on stage, it's the first time in front of an audience. All my friends are there, my mom and dad are there, and it's kind of funny actually because I did not grow up in a musical home with the dad playing the guitar or a mom sitting by the piano and playing. It was always just something that came from the inside of me. Then a bit after that, I picked up the guitar. I was probably 12, 13, and YouTube just really was starting to blow up, and you could actually enter. I remember the first song I learned on the guitar was I'm Yours by Jason Mraz, and I typed in how to play I'm Yours by Jason Mraz, and it was like this perfect, easy 4-chord song, and I could perform in front of some girls in front of a bonfire somewhere, acting out. And then after that, I learned a few John Mayer songs, and then I felt like, okay, maybe I should start writing my own songs. And then I slowly started writing my own songs. Now I could sing a full song without looking at my fingers all the time, and it did not hurt that much anymore. And I just remember that how slow it was in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, now it feels easy. I remember in the beginning and writing my first own songs. Obviously, I wrote songs in Danish because I was not that fluent in English at that time. I was spending so much time on finishing each song, and at one point I realized, if I want to write more songs and if I one day want to release an album, it can't take me, months to write one song. I have to be more productive and write more songs. And then, I heard somewhere that you should write a song a day, and it's like turning on the tap water like from a rusty old hose, and dirty water comes out in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it gets to the point where clean water comes out, and you get to the point where you start writing songs where you can actually hear the potential from the beginning. So it was definitely a journey with the songwriting, and my mom was always super supportive. That sounds great, honey. But it was actually not until I was 17 and I had a chance to perform for some label people, and an A&R told me that actually sounds really good, that I deep within myself thought, okay, maybe I could really do this. And then I got signed when I was 17, and yeah, the rest is history. Now I'm on my 4th album. Okay, so I just signed my first label deal. I'm 17 years old, and my dad had to sign it too because I was not 18 yet. And my A&R at the time, who's still my A&R today, Ian Eric, he said, it would be good to put a cover out on YouTube. What song do you want to cover? Just to get some attention and to tell people, now here he is, a new guy's in town. So I did a cover of a Robin song called Call Your Girlfriend. And the moment I put that up on YouTube, it just exploded. And I think it reached 1 million views within the first few weeks. And I couldn't really wrap my head around it. It was like, everything that I had been learning on YouTube, suddenly I was that person sitting there with 1 million views, and it was like, done. I'm good. that was it for me. And then I went into the studio. I wrote some songs with some really dope writers, and I was recording vocals in a real vocal booth for the first time. And I just remember this period of my life as being completely crazy. It was just I was just walking around, everything was new, and it was just one breathtaking moment after the next. I did my first music video, I released my first single, and that went really well as well. And now all of a sudden I could take my car, I could drive 3 hours away from Copenhagen to the northern part of Denmark, and people could sing along there as well. That was so weird. I just remember thinking to myself, it's crazy. I'm 3 hours away from where I live and people know the songs here. That was just completely surreal. I exploded with YouTube, at least that's what it felt like. And as YouTube got bigger, I got bigger, and that was the first album, and it was It was crazy.